Are you hungover? Do you smell like ass? Are you lazy as hell? If you are, then please don't become an apprentice. Hi, my name is Jay, and I've been an electrician for about 30 years now. 2 of those years I spent as a residential apprentice, and 5 of those years I spent as an industrial and commercial apprentice. And I've had a number of apprentices during my career. So I've seen it from both sides. I've been an apprentice and I've had plenty of apprentices. And I know what separates a good apprentice from a bad apprentice. I've got 5 topics that'll make you a better apprentice. Stick around for the 6th one though. It's the most important one because I think it actually matters the most. Number 1, it's gonna sound so stupid and so simple, but show up ready for work. And what I mean by that is make sure you have jeans or Carhartts or whatever your work jean preference is, a t-shirt, sweatshirt, I don't care, jacket, dress for the weather. It may rain, it may not rain. If it does rain, make sure you got that rain gear in your car or truck. And part of being ready for the day is making sure you bring enough food and drink for yourself to sustain you through a work day. You're gonna have that break time, you're gonna wanna eat something. At lunchtime, you're gonna have to eat something too. If you're gonna be working hard, you're gonna be burning those calories. You gotta replace it with some decent food. Now, I don't mean gas station hot dogs. I mean something that's good for your body. Although I am guilty of eating quite a few gas station hot dogs. They're so good. And the nachos are good too. So I can't fault you for that. But just bring something to sustain you so your journeyman doesn't have to give you half his sandwich because you're starving. Make sure you don't stink. Maybe take a shower that morning or the night before. Don't come to work smelling like pit or ass. That's pretty simple. Make sure you brush your teeth. Easy, done. Oh, and arrive a little bit early too. Not too early, you don't have to show up a half an hour, 45 minutes, but maybe, 10 minutes early, just in case you got to figure out where you're going. Say it's the first day on that project. Show up a few minutes early, find out where you got to park and where you got to meet the rest of your crew. Number 2 is going to sound really old-fashioned because I was told to do this when I was an apprentice, and that is to carry a notepad and pencil. The smaller ones will work, obviously, the kind you can put in your pocket or something like that. You don't have to carry a big-ass one like this. But here's why you should carry one. Because you're new and you don't know all the names of all the pieces of material that we use in the trade yet. So when your journeyman asks you to go to the laydown yard and he says, we need, 30 feet of deep strut, 20 feet of shallow strut, 100 feet of half-inch EMT, and 2 3/4 inch pieces of rigid conduit. You could try to remember all that, or you could just write it down. Makes things much easier. And it shows that you actually have initiative too. I've only had a few apprentices ever carry one, but whenever they pull it out, I think 2 things. I think you're a nerd, but you're awesome, because that's exactly what I want to see. I want to see a person who is driven and who is paying attention to details. Number 3, again, this is going to sound like I'm an old guy, but I've had this happen to me within the last, few years. I'll be working on something, say I'm running a fish tape, I'm on a ladder in the ceiling, I'm pushing a fish tape down to a box, and my apprentice is over there on their phone, not paying attention to what I'm doing, not paying attention to the job. Now I get it. I'm guilty of this myself too. I like to be on YouTube, or I like to go on Instagram and things like that. My wife and I text a lot too. So yeah, there's the temptation to be on your phone, but when you're at work, you got to pay attention to what's going on. Not only because it's just rude to be on your phone while your journeyman is trying to do work, but also, how are you supposed to learn something if your face is in your, this is a charger, by the way, it's not really a phone. If your face is in your phone, how are you going to learn anything? You learn by watching, you learn by listening, you learn by asking questions. And if you're on your phone, you can't do those things. now that I'm now that I feel like I'm an old man now, which I guess I am, let's move on to number 4. This one's super easy, but it's harder to do in practice, and that is to pay attention. You're going on to a construction site, and on a construction site, you're going to have all kinds of distractions. You're going to have things you could fall off of, things that can fall on you. You got cranes, forklifts, trucks, vans, people carrying stuff. You got tools going, people talking, people yelling, a lot of activity. So if you pay attention, you stay safer. And you may see somebody who needs to be reminded yourself, hey man, don't walk there. There's a pit right there. Things like that. So you might help yourself, you might help somebody else. And if you're paying attention, that just shows that you're present. You're present in the moment and you're watching and learning. We're almost there. We got 2 more to go. We got 5 and 6. 6 is the bonus, so hold on 1 sec. Number 5. Clean up as you go and clean up at the end of the day. I have had some of the best apprentices who will police their own area. They're going to cut conduit, and that piece of the conduit falls on the ground. They'll go pick it up, put it on their cart, throw it in the garbage can or whatever. We call those rollers, because if you're walking by and there's conduit on the ground and you're not paying attention based on number 4, you could step on it, slip, fall on your ass, and then you're injured. Maybe you get to go home. So that wouldn't be a bad deal, right? I joke, or do I? But if you're cleaning up as you go, it makes things at the end of the day even easier because you've already been cleaning up the whole day. And I love it when I can keep a job site clean and I have an apprentice who is doing their part to keep their job site clean. It makes the end of the day just blow by. We both go home, we're happy, we had a good day, we got paid, and we're heading home to see our families, whatever that might be, wife, kids, whatever. Along with cleaning up for the end of the day is make sure that you have all your tools. And what I used to do is I would have a tool bag, like most of us do. And when you put your tools in a certain spot in your tool bag, these are all obviously lineman pliers. I'm not going to carry all these, but for example, these are all stand up inside the tool bag. And I'd have screwdrivers and a whole bunch, whatever tools. And I could, at a glance, look at my bag and go, okay, everything is there because I'm used to where everything goes. There's no empty spots. So if you are an apprentice, get that type of mentality going that you can glance at your bag. Oh yeah, my screwdriver's missing. Where did I leave that? It's on the above the drop ceiling or whatever it would be. Also, when you're going back to the gang box or the van or wherever you store your tools, make sure that you have the batteries are all being charged. Put them on the chargers. Make sure that everything's present. Say you're using a portaband and a drill and an impact and roto hammer. Make sure that they're all present. An apprentice who takes it upon themselves to make sure that every tool is back in its place at the end of the day is a gold mine. Those dudes are awesome. I love working with them. It shows that they are headed to be a rock star journeyman. All right, here it is, number 6, the bonus one. And this one kind of hits a little closer to home because I've had it happen to me. I was about a 4th year, I think, and I had a brand new journeyman, just turned out. And I was older than him. And he treated me like crap because he had a big ego. He liked to just poke and poke and poke because he thought he was this big bad journeyman and I am just a lowly apprentice. And I reminded the guy that that you don't treat people like that. You don't call them names because you're trying to be Billy Badass. And the reason is because we're both adults. We're both men. I'm not your child. I'm not some child you can scold. We're both men. When we leave the job site, we're equal. It's only on the job site where one person may be an apprentice and the other person might be a journeyman, but that doesn't mean that they have the right to talk down to an apprentice. Now, I'm not saying that there's not a time and place to talk to your apprentice and say, hey man, I asked you to do this and this is really messed up. How can we figure out what's going on here? Where is the disconnect? What, did you not have enough training, or how can we get you to where you need to be? And I'll bring that up in a separate video where I go over what makes a good journeyman. No human deserves to be disrespected just because they are perceived to be a lower class. I do agree that everybody deserves respect, although you do have to earn it as well. That was my 5 tips plus one bonus one that make a good apprentice. If I forgot something, left something out, or you have a different experience, make sure you drop that in the comments below. I would love to read it. And until then, we'll see you guys next time. Are you hungover? Do you smell like booze? Are you lazy as hell? I can't do this. Are you hungover? Do you smell like shit? I can't do that.